So, someone from Blend Swap, I think it's Blakey, I hope it's right, asked for a tutorial, but I didn't record the whole process, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about the workflow and how I thought in building this pretty small scene. Um, all the add-ons and other stuff that I used, I will be posting in the description of this video. So, with no further ado, let's start. First of all, before I start creating the scene, I use the Pinterest to look for references, and I use a lot uh, of references. So I think Pinterest is probably the best option for that. And another good practice is to sketch your idea. You can do that on paper, in Krita, Photoshop, uh, anything that suits you better. And then I start doing the basic modeling in 3D. And I'm gonna show you this mode here, so you can see. Uh, this cryogenic tank, it's basically a cylinder, this whole area right here, and I just started to extrude and scale some parts of it, uh, following some of my references. There's not much of a secret right here, you know. It's testing, seeing what works better for you, but it's basically extruding, scaling, inwards, outwards. So that's how I got this shape. And oops, you can see right here that I have an internal piece in this area, and a small difference here in the bottom. And I created this as a whole with this part, but then I separated this part to take care of the materials that I'm going to speak a bit later on. And this this thing here is just a cube that I also just scaled, did some extrude, inserted some faces, you know, this parts here. And this is those parts here were just, you know, small cubes also as well. Then I rotate it to fit the proportions. I always model with the orthographic view because it's much easier, way easier. This was just a circle too, just some extrudes, some exhales. It's when you look into it, you see that it's not that complicated, you know. For the monitor, also just a cube, pretty simple, pretty forward. To make those, I used an add-on that will be put in the description to make this pipe-like things. And I think that the trickiest part is the character here inside. So you can see the rig around it. It's completely low poly. I followed some tutorials that I'll be also put in the description to achieve this result. And after creating in low poly, which is harder than I thought, because to achieve a human-like figure, it's not that simple. Even though it's low poly, it took me a lot of time to get it right. You know, the hair I selected some pieces of some parts of the head, some faces. Then I extruded them and separated them the selection. Let me, like, for example, you select the faces that you want, then you duplicate. Sorry, you do not extrude. You duplicate, and then you P for selection, and that's it. You know, let me just, yeah, that's it. It's very intuitive. It's the same process for the mask. You know, selected some vertices, some faces of the face. Shift D to duplicate, and then I tweaked some of the edges and vertices to give this look. Let me see if I think I had some add-ons, some modifiers to change it a little bit, but I guess it was pretty much just tweaking to achieve a shape that I'd like. About the rig here, I use the Rigfy. It's not a good rig, but it worked for me for this scene, you know, for what I wanted. So you just need to fit the bones and then use the add-on to achieve it. So I just put in the position that I wanted, chose that, and it's done. The scapes here, the cables, they are pretty much a curve with some array modifier and an object that I linked to it. I'll be also putting the tutorial that I followed to create this. It's pretty easy. Then I would just fit the places that I wanted in back, in the shoulders, and here in the mouth. What else can I do? I guess I can go to the materials. Probably the hardest part was to achieve this effect, because this is a glass material actually. You know, let me check here. Yeah, this is a principle, but I put the transmission in 1, change the roughness, and the main thing was the thing that was giving me some trouble was the IOR, to reach a good and clean effect to see the character inside, because if you change here, you know, it gets too small or too refractive. Then I tried to change a lot of settings, then I found out that it was the IRF that was causing me this whole trouble. The other materials are pretty simple, and just metal, you know, full metal here. Yeah, full metal here. Change the base color. This is just a bit of emission, just like down here. Another thing I forgot is all these whole objects here are beveled with the fast card. I'll be from Giant N. I think it's the dev who created it. I'll be also putting in the description. And the lights, I typically use this 3-point. There is also, I think it's an internal add-on with 3 light point. You can see here. And then it's pretty much I experiment the settings until I find something that it's appealing and that I enjoy. And those variations are because of the strength of the lamps. They are all sun lamps, and this plane, this floor, it has a bit of glossiness. It's not completely rough, and it was the setting that I like it to use and create a nice effect when I'm changing. I like this effect. uh, what else? Can tell you? Oh, remember that this is Eevee, so you have to bake your lights. There, this this here and this big cube here. They are the light probe lights. Yeah, the reflection cube map and the irradiance volume. I think this is the irradiance. Let me see. Where are those? Here? Don't remember where they are right now. Yeah, whatever. Well, just remember that you have to bake those lights. So you kind of create this, then you have to go to your render settings and bake the lights. About the before you render, of course. And about the render, let's see the configurations here, settings. So I use enable the ambient occlusion, the bloom, of course, to create this foggy light-like effect. And screen-based reflection, you're gonna need it to create this glass material. Didn't touch those ones. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. Oh, here it's the baking, and you select those, create those, and bake the scene. You don't need to create them so big, so large, but I wanted to create this whole area like here, to be a kind of reflective, but not too much reflective. And color management, I didn't touch. I let it how it is. And put those samples right here for Eevee, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. You can download this model and study and check it, and you can use it commercially, using your personal work, use it wherever. Just give you the proper credits for it. Okay, so that's it, and hope you like it, and bye bye.